and then I'll talk about my cohort.
Got it. What's up, everyone? I am on my personal Facebook page today, so bear with me. I'm sharing it to the group.
My first Facebook Live. I've never done Facebook Lives.
So, I don't know. It's whatever. Like, I go li live. We usually go through Zoom,
Yeah.
and there's pros and cons,
Hmm.
but I like to go live straight from the phone. I feel like that's the most natural way to do it,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's kind of a little bit of a hiccup. All right, let me make sure that we're in the group. Okay, we're in the group. What's up, everyone? Happy Thursday. Is it the last month of the last day of the month, or do we have one more? We have one more, don't we?
Adam,
What?
how many days are in July?
I think 31. We've got one more. It's been one of those days because you could see like I've got this super sophisticated boom and mic setup. So forgive me everyone. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I had a little bit of work done in my office, so now I'm back in the spare bedroom, and I've got my good friend Megan Robertson on the live today. What's up, Megan? How are you?
Hey, great. How you doing?
I think I'm good. I'm sweaty. It's a little hot outside
Yeah,
in the
I hear
south.
that.
Um, but I am, and this is going to sound kind of like cheesy, but like I truly am grateful to have you here today because I'm learning a lot about social media personally, and I know that you do that very, very well. And so I want to teach people how to do it. I want people to learn from you today
Yeah,
because a lot of the practice owners that I speak with are trying to bring clients into their business. They're trying to just bring people into their business, right? They're trying to bring clients in and maybe more, maybe one of the heavier lifts is bringing clinicians in, like learning how to bring people to the team.
yeah,
And one of the things that I always kind of start with when I'm talking about recruiting, not so much for clients, but recruiting for clinicians is like, hey, like you as the owner need to be out in front, have some type of personal brand so people can see you, people can understand what you stand for, and they can be attracted to your business through your identity as the owner, right?
of course.
And if you look on TikTok like if you keep scrolling enough, you're gonna find somebody that's gonna tell you like you need a personal brand, you need a personal brand. It's like a it's the thing that's gonna be the foundational, it's gonna be like a foundational pillar of the longevity of your practice. And you help practice owners with that stuff, right?
Yep, yep.
So quick introduction, and then I'll give you the mic.
Sure.
Megan Robertson, speech therapist
Hmm.
and CEO. She owns Clear Path Speech Therapy in Minnesota, where you treat patients on the clinical side, but you also have kind of a business that you run through that company where you help practice owners, I think, build out that personal brand and build their businesses through social media. So welcome to the live today.
Yes. Thanks for the intro. I think what people think about when they get into social media, they're like, they don't really know where to start. And then
Mhm.
they just kind of attach themselves to doing trends. That's a big thing that I see. And I don't want to call it a mistake. It's just like it's very overused. And I think the biggest piece of social media is it's a free platform, and you should be treating every reel or post that you make as an ad. I don't have any marketing. Now I have like marketing experience, but I didn't go to school for marketing. I've never taken any formal training for marketing, but what I'm doing is I'm marketing my brand and I'm teaching other practice owners how to market. You more so want to market yourself as a provider and not so much your clinic. Because when people look at your clinic, you can't really highlight somebody, and it's going to be where you want to highlight all of your staff, but it's too hard. So if you want like two separate accounts, like one account is your clinic, that's fine. You could just like post some wins, like post some announcements, like if you have like community announcements, but then have your own where it's just you, and you're the highlight. You can certainly have people in your reels that you work with. But you need to, your brand for your business is yourself. Like you are promoting yourself to support your business. So like I've had a lot of not a lot, but like airway dentists or dentists come through. And like I love when people think of cool usernames or handles
Mhm.
for Instagram. Like I have one guy, his username is tongue tie doc. And I'm like, that's a great name because when someone starts talking about like tongue ties or oral ties, they're going to say, are you following tongue tie doc?
Mhm.
People don't really care too much anymore about like names. I'm sure a lot of people, for me, because my handle is Clear Path Speech Therapy, if I could go back and change it, I would. But I was already too deep and it was already past.
Mhm.
But so that's what people identify me with is Clear Path Speech Therapy. Sure, they could go into my profile and they're going to see my actual name, but people are attached to like a handle. And if it's like catchy, then like another person in the airway space, hers is like Airway Champion. Um, so kind of stuff like that. I do encourage people to use like doctor.
Mhm.
So, if you're a doctor, but also a lot of providers have all of these credentials. And I know we worked really hard for those credentials, but putting those letters on our name, nobody knows what they are, and they don't really care too much to know. They're not going to DM you and say, "Hey, I noticed you have these letters. What are they?" They're just consuming your content because they're very interested in what you have to provide. But the big piece of growth and getting clients from your Instagram is that people want to know you because they want to think of how much more comfortable clients are when they basically have seen you on Instagram and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a cool guy, Adam. Like I'm going to work with him." So you already going into it, you're using your Instagram to highlight your qualities as not only a human, but a provider. And being like relatable is also a huge piece of like building your brand.
Yeah, how long have you been doing this?
Like seriously,
Sure.
probably April 2025.
Okay. So I think that for me personally, well, let me tell you what I heard from you. I heard that, and we've all made this mistake, including me, and I always have to be reminded
Me too. Me too.
because we're humans,
Hmm.
but we think that if I can do this thing on the internet, then people will be attracted to my thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's like it's a little bit of inauthenticity, right? It's like let me try to trick people into liking me, basically, right?
Yeah.
And it might not, that's not what you're trying to do, but like that's kind of what's happening. And that makes you cringe. It makes you a little bit cringe, right?
No, not that much.
Okay.
I look at old photos, I look old videos of mine, super cringe, but
Totally
I've learned a lot.
cringe. And
Yeah,
so like I think what I really get attracted to is when creators like yourself get through that cringe phase, right? It might take a year, it might take 2 years, it might take 5 years, right? Like you got to get those reps in.
you do.
And whenever you get to show up like that's actually Megan right there. Like I'm proud of who I am and what I stand for, and I've had enough haters and I've taken enough licks
Yes.
to actually be comfortable being more of myself on camera.
Yeah.
I think that's really the step where people start to actually get pulled in. And then from there, it's more about highlighting your identity and what you stand for more that actually makes it fun, you know? And I'm actually just getting to that place. Like I've been cringe for the last 5 years. You know what I mean? So like I'm actually just getting to a place where I'm feeling more comfortable being myself on camera.
Yeah.
And now it's more fun. And guess what? Like I'm getting more followers and like I'm making more money online.
Yeah.
And because I had to go through that phase, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know how that relates lands for you.
It definitely does. It has everything to do with like you building your brand on Instagram. And I'm more focused on Instagram. I did dabble in TikTok and some of the same because I had this question come up today. Like doing TikTok and Instagram and like YouTube. So what you should do is just focus on one social media platform unless it's really easy for you to just take your Instagram video, upload it on a different platform, and that's it. Maybe you can do a little bit of engagement, but like the whole focus would be one is your primary. Like you're not doing half and half. It's like one is your primary focus to grow. And then as soon as you grow that account, then you can move on to like a different platform. I was gonna say something about kind of building as yourself. The big shift in 2026 when creating content is people being more relatable. So we got a taste of it, I think, in 2025, like with all of these relatable trends that people were doing. But now people want like more connection, and you're gonna get that by doing like talking head reels, and talking directly to the camera, talking about your opinions, talking about controversial things. You need to make people think like, why should I follow this person? Because there's only one of myself. So if you have a niche, like when people think of myo, one of my goals, like myofunctional therapy and mouth breathing, I want to be in the top 10 accounts that people think about because that's my niche and I want to be in that, well, ideally like top 5, but um, and who knows, maybe I'm already there because I get a lot of like great feedback. And then now I'm trying to teach other providers how to get get into this space of like online business too.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. One more point I want to make, and then I want to get into some cool information that I know that you like to share.
Yeah.
Um, I heard somebody explain it like this that kind of really helped it click for me, which was you want to try to create content that would be ideally like impossible for you to fake. So like this would be a fake, like a highly fake content would be like a fully scripted reel written by ChatGPT that is clearly inauthentic and you're clearly reading from a teleprompter, right?
Hmm.
Um, and even though those little, like when you do it that way, like they're subtle, but people can tell, right? Like, and you
Yeah.
can tell, right? You're a
Hmm.
little inauthentic and you can tell versus a live Facebook where there's zero, like this is completely off the dome. There's no, like this cannot be scripted,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And they tend to gravitate more towards this long term, right?
Uh-huh.
Versus something that's flashy and trendy, like you mentioned, you
Yeah.
know. So,
Exactly.
anyway, I want to talk about the 5 tips for social media growth
Yes. Let me
because I
pull
know
this
you've
up.
got like a framework. So if you're a practice owner, and I would assume that this is going to be for two main people, right? Like you're a practice owner and you're trying to get more clients, right?
Yep. Yep.
It could be a solo practice owner. Maybe you just hire your first one or two clinicians and you're like, I got to fill these people up. I got to build
Hmm.
something that I got to build a name for myself, right?
Yep.
And there's challenges associated with that, right? Maybe the hospital systems are buying up all the practices around you or whatever. This is a really strong solution for you. Number two, it could also be maybe you're a more seasoned practice owner and you're like, I need to build a brand to attract clinicians. I need to build a team. I need to hire more speech therapists or more PTs. I need to bring people into my culture and my leadership and my vision. This could also be really good for you. So, Megan, take it away. What are the 5 tips?
Yes. Okay. So, I mean, perfect lead. We were just talking about like making your content feel more human. Like you're talking to your best friend. And I think I made a reel about this a couple weeks ago. Like, not your friend that you see like in
Mm,
passing or like maybe you'll text a few times. Like your best friend that knows your poop problems,
mm.
like you being constipated or you having like
Searchable.
diarrhea that one time. Like you're talking to that best friend. And that's what kind of gets this mentality of like you not performing, but you're just trying to ease all of this anxiousness on being on camera because it is very like scary. You can be
Yeah.
nervous. I'm like, I tell people, if you're at a 10 out of 10 nervousness being on camera, I don't think you're ever going to get to a 0 out of 10. Maybe like actors, sure. But maybe we can get you down to like a 5 out of 10. So then you're like a little bit more comfortable, but you have to put the reps in. So making your content just like you're whipping up your phone, you're just doing like almost a FaceTime type reel. You can get some ideas from ChatGPT. Sometimes you're you might have to do more prompting with ChatGPT to give you like what you want. But you also, something I do in my social media growth cohort is that I teach practice owners how to prompt ChatGPT the right way to get what you want. Because we want them to know you. And then, like, if you're sarcastic and bold, we want to have ChatGPT give you that kind of content. Because it is very doable.
Can I pause right there? I want to
Yeah,
speak really quick. Like whenever you're speaking to your friend, so I'm a little bit more of like a visionary. I tend to dream, like I tend to like be emotionally driven in a lot of ways.
yeah,
And when I think about that, I think about like, what do you think about your friend? Like you love them,
yeah.
right? You love them, you care for them. It's like you really want to see them.
Hmm.
Like, you want to make this about them,
Right.
right? And it's like that makes you feel more present and feel more like loving and open, right? Right. And so like that's what I feel like. I want to feel that loving, open, like get the focus off of me and make it more about like how can I serve this person, you know?
Exactly.
And that'll open. That's where like it starts becoming fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's always going to be a part when you first get started on social media, like, man, I'm putting in all this work. You're not getting good views, you're not getting followers. Like at first you feel like you're grinding and you're not doing anything right. It's that time that most of the time you do need like a little bit of help. But if you have this slow momentum where you feel more comfortable, then the followers are gonna come. And sometimes it's just refining content also. Like part of my model is I'm not telling you what to post. You already have all of your content ideas. I don't need to really help you there, but I'm going to help you get a better text hook, get a better visual hook, get more relatable type ideas for your content. So yeah, you got to put the practice in. Otherwise, it's just not going to come natural. And then you being on Instagram, you're like seeing other people's content and then you get ideas from them too. But the point of this, like, first piece, making your content feel human, like, do more editing wise. You don't need these pristine edited photos or videos that you had this guy on Fiverr do for you. You can edit them yourself and make them good because I think what viewers are looking for in creators is making them feel like they could make that content too. They're not going to, but making them feel like it is attainable for them. But when you do these really polished videos, it's like that's not really attainable. They're not
Yeah,
gonna
this is fake.
like,
This is a make-believe situation.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So other tip is you gotta hook your audience
This is
within
number
the
two,
first step two, yes.
book audience.
Hook them within the first 3 seconds. Um, so whether you have the big key is like having some sort of text hook, like if it's a talking head, text hook that's gonna hook them. Not too long, but then also your voice hook, what you're saying, the first sentence matters a lot.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna change if they're gonna keep watching. You can't just say like, "Hey guys, I wanted to talk about X."
Mm.
They already scrolled. Or, hey, my name is Megan. I'm a speech language, but they already scrolled.
Boring.
Yeah. We gotta hook them right away. Otherwise they're gonna scroll. And people don't really want to, they're just, yeah, they get bored and they're trying not to think and they want to be entertained, but also educated. So we got to get their attention somehow. So making people curious. For example, a couple of my posts recently that have gotten like almost 200,000 views. I did get like 500 followers from them too. Is like a picture of my kids' expanders because they're 4 and 6, they're young, so people are like, "Oh, why is this 4-year-old have an expander? That's odd." So it keeps people like drawn in. I certainly had a text hook. I use that as a B-roll, and if people don't know what a B-roll is, it's like those reels that here's a video of like you on your computer, and then you just have a text hook that is like, and that's for 7 seconds, and that's your reel, and then you have the bulk of your education in the caption. And you could do like 2, 3 texts worth of B-rolls too. But the big piece of this is you got to make people think, wait, I need to watch this.
Mm.
Or like, wait, this provider is literally talking about me. And kind of to go, because I don't mention this with the other tips, but you need to talk to one person. You can't talk to everybody. This goes for even if at your clinic you do everything. Like speech therapy, there's so many hats that we could have. We could do speech, we could do um reading, we could do myo. Like you don't want to present that you do all of these things on Instagram. You need to really niche it down. So like parents of mouth breathing kids. Or what
Right.
was like your the patient that you could see all day, every day. Who was
Favorite
who
patient.
was that
Yeah, I
for
would
you?
say like for me it was somebody that just had a rotator cuff surgery repair. Like that was like my favorite patient to treat.
That's awesome. You could make a whole Instagram from
I could
that.
be I could be the shoulder guy, like
The
the
shoulder guy.
guy.
Hmm.
Like I know everything about that, right? Like
Yeah,
people traveling. Like I think that you can be known for something if you're known for something simple, right?
exactly. I
You
think
know,
people try to overcomplicate social media.
I did that big time.
Mhm.
I had too many things. I was doing the coaching and the finance and the marketing and the recruiting and the this and then that, and I was like, what am I even doing? Like I just talk a lot. You know what I mean? What am I'm not great at anything, you know? So
You're
yeah,
great at a lot of things. It's just your audience gets too exhausted by
correct.
knowing what is your thing, who do
Correct.
you help, and you have to really niche it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, people will be confused. They're like, I don't even know what this person does. I know they're a PT, but what value are they going to bring to me
Hmm.
as their audience? So that kind of leads into this next tip. Number 3, get painfully specific. Your audience is doom scrolling and they don't want to think. Consider them like first graders. You need to make it really crystal clear. Sometimes I prompt chat and I'm like, make sure pretend like I'm talking to a kindergartner because people are exhausted at the end of the like when I doom scroll, that's my
I'm in the zone.
I'm in
I'm,
the zone. I'm like completely, I'm not thinking about anything else. I want to be entertained. So you got to make it really simple. So instead of like being too broad about something or like, here's 3 exercises for this, or what's another thing? Like the exercises, or you just have a topic that you love talking about, like rotator cuffs. Like you could make it, and it depends on your ideal audience. I'm going to use your what you wish you would have had your Instagram when you were a working PT.
therapist.
But like you could, it depends on your ideal audience. Are you trying to educate other providers on rotator
I would have
cuffs?
probably wanted to like bring those patients into my practice.
Yes. So a lot of times providers on Instagram, they want to educate and
Right.
almost like impress their peers
Totally.
for how much knowledge they have, but they're not attracting their ideal client because they're being too clinical or it's going way over people's heads.
Yeah.
So that's where that shift is. It's like you need to find your ideal follower and then make that content towards that person and make it really simple for them to understand.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like we'd have to do some like brainstorming around this, I would assume, but like, it's like, hey, when you do this, do you have pain right there? You know what I mean? Or like,
Yes,
like very simple.
exactly. Yes.
And like what we like to do is like when you do shoulder flexion creates an impingement syndrome, and then like we get super clinical. It's like you
Yeah.
do this and you have pain. Listen up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like there's your
Uh-huh.
hook. Like make it super simple, super specific too.
Yes. And any visuals are amazing. Um, but also like, yeah, if you have pain, like that would be your whole visual hook. Do you have pain here? And you're just like pointing to that area of pain. But yeah, that was a great example.
Okay, good, good.
Um, Other things. Oh, let me do this example. So, like, I do myofunctional therapy, or it's like mouth breathing stuff. It's not very super well known at the moment, so I'll try to like so if this would be a bad example, three myofunctional therapy exercises for kids, you need to make it more towards the problem. That's another big piece. You got to drive into the pain that your audience is having and lead with that, lead with the pain. You're not going to say, here's my three myofunctional therapy exercises. Yeah, that's useful, but like they're not attaching the pain to that hook. If your 4-year-old chews with their mouth open, gags on meat, and sleeps with their mouth open, we need to talk about oral motor strength. So that would be more of like a voice hook, but also you're attaching the pain of your kid gagging on meat. You're leading with that instead of the exercises.
Yeah. The other thing that I've thought about is like using that hook is great, and it's always like as the person on the other, you being the person recording it, if you can kind of try to have a little empathy for that person on the that's watching and be like
Hmm.
really try to feel that pain with them,
Yes,
right? And then you can be like, oh, well, it'll come off as more authentic, right?
exactly.
And
Yep.
ideally, like if you had a patient that like came in and like my kid is gagging on their food,
Yeah.
right? Like what would you say to them? Well, Mrs. Smith, this is what I would do for you. This is how I could help you, right?
Hmm. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Like use your real life.
Yeah, real life
You
stuff.
don't have to call anybody out. Just like literally, you can get so many content ideas. And I think we forget because we're like, I have to talk about this topic because I'm so obsessed with this topic. Well, you're obsessed with it, but maybe your audience isn't. So keeping stuff really simple and then kind of warming them up to this like other thing. But it's stuff that's happening in real time. We want it to be like relatable
Right.
and yeah. So if you get a content idea, write it in your notes or go home and just film it. Uh, Number four, content worth sending. So right now, at this moment, July 2026, this could change in 2 weeks. So right now, people who share reels to DMs, that's what's getting the most reach right now. And reach is views, but also like people engaging with those reels. Like if you look at a reel that you probably have sent to somebody, you're going to see that the shares, there's a lot more people that shared it than liked it. Because likes used to be a big thing, and now likes are not really a thing. It's more shares. So in order to make content that gets the share, you need to make content that's like relatable and educational. Share your story. Also, like make that person think, oh my God, I have to send this to my friend. This is literally my friend. Or maybe it's something that you talked about with a client and that client experienced the exact same thing. So they're like, this person, this content creator sees me. I'm going to share this with this other person I was just talking to this about.
Yeah, and I think that it all kind of compounds, right? Because for me to share that piece of content to someone, I have to, number one, like you have to build trust with me. I have to trust you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be really authentic and speak directly to my pain and I feel like you're actually speaking to me in a place of I want to help me. Like I want you, right?
Yes,
And then there has to be a lot of value there to be like, wow, like that was actually very influential and a really, unique perspective that I haven't considered. I trust this person so much, and that was so valuable that I feel there's other people that need to know about this that I care about,
exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't necessarily, in my mind at least, it doesn't necessarily have to be artificially like we're not trying to trick people into sharing things. It's like
No,
you're trying to
no.
be authentic and do these steps, and then the share will be a byproduct of that. I would assume.
Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah, and I think you and I, we have this kind of thing in common. Like I got into Mayo, I'm going through airway stuff with my own kids. So I also empathize with every mom that like has been dismissed or gets emotional about all of these health things that are happening. Just like for you, you're giving advice, you're coaching other people,
Right.
your history
Totally.
and
I know the
like
struggle.
yeah, I think that's what really speaks to people too, is that if you either you've gone through it or you're going through it is like super relatable.
Love it. What's
Yeah. What?
number five?
Number five.
Having fun now.
Um, post less filler, more payoff.
Mm,
So, I mean, you're just focusing on posting like one reel, a hook, clear point, and a clear payoff at the
mm,
end. So the payoff is always at the end. The pain point's always in the beginning. You could talk a little bit more about the pain in the middle. You're talking about the payoff, and then it's like, here's the call to action. You're dealing with this, book a call, and schedule a call at our clinic. Like then you're or follow along for more tips. So instead of posting like let's talk about let's talk about feeding. Scroll. It's more if your baby is 6 months old and you're terrified to offer meat, watch this. Like you're speaking to the pain, and then the payoff is okay, try this technique or
right.
use this device to help them chew better. And then either or like book a call with me. You need a feeding evaluation. Here you go.
I love it. I tend to run my mouth a lot, and so I'll make things a lot like the filler speaks to me. Like I'm bad about the filler. Like I just want to talk about every thought that I have in my head all the time.
Yes, yes.
And so that short form stuff, it's like it's got to be simple, right? Simple and easy to follow, which
Mhm.
is my battle. So
What I would encourage you to do, which I do with everybody, if you posted a reel and it gets like lower views, go into your insights and see what was like the average watch time. And then say it was like 10 seconds for a 1 minute reel. Go back and see what happened around 9, 10 seconds
right, right.
for people to lose you.
Mm, mm.
Lose you, lose like whatever happened.
Lost them, right?
Lost them, yeah.
Mm,
So market research, that's what we're getting from other reels, and then also like sharing polls in your stories or like the question box in your stories. Ask me anything or
mm.
give me content ideas. Do you want to learn more about? And then give like four options. So our audience will literally tell us what they want us to post.
Totally. Follow the data.
Yeah.
Follow the data.
Yep.
Thanks for sharing that. We're going to be running a conference in October in San Antonio. It's going to be the high performance practice conference.
Cool.
And my partner Nathan and I are really trying to help owners understand, practice owners, that the traditional way of delivering care and value is dying slowly.
Mhm.
And, it used to be like, pay a physical therapist is $80,000 a year plus benefits, go talk to a bunch of doctors, get some referrals, bill insurance, and then you got a business, right? And that no longer works, right? For a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to help owners understand that not only does delivery, like care delivery, need to change, but the way that we market and sell our practice has to change as well. And
Yes.
marketing is fun. It's becoming more fun for me. I used to be a big sales guy, and I think I still am as an exam to an extent. But what I'm really recognizing is marketing is just selling to a lot of people at the same time, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Right. And so, my advice is if it's worth anything is just to press record and start shooting content and learn a little bit every day, and it'll probably pay off after a while. Of
Yes. Yes. I I have to tell you about one of my recent discovery calls for my cohort, and then can I talk about my cohort?
course, I was going to ask you that
Okay.
next.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so I have this speech therapist. Her name is Alex, and she has like 600 followers, but you can tell she's done like plenty of posts to have like a good sized grid.
Mhm.
And she asked me what I feel like I can get a lot of free information about social media just by scrolling Instagram. What
Sure.
makes your cohort different? And I think, and this is me also, I get really overwhelmed with all of the content tips. Where are you supposed to go? What do you prioritize? And my cohort's not really like teaching you how to edit a video. It's more of like, how are you going to make your content get the sale or get the client? Because I don't give a shit if you get 200 views on your reel. If you pulled in one client, that's pretty awesome off of a free marketing tool
Hmm.
that you just did. And I break it down. I break down all of these things that I use to gain on my primary account 62,000 followers in just over a year. And this is all while I've been working full time. So the cohort is also making stuff attainable because we all cannot be full-time content creators. That's not, and we want
Unfortunate.
to make the best use of our time. So I just break it down into 8 modules, and then we have a live call once a week. And I would say it's so fun. I get a lot of joy because I'm a solo practitioner. I'm on an island all by myself. I don't really get to be around a big group of people. So we had our call today, and it's just fun to like chat and bounce content ideas off of each other. And it's also a really good accountability. Like take advantage. Yes, you have to put a little bit more work in to make the content, but I mean, my best participant, she went from 1,000, around 1,000 followers, and now she's at like 52,000.
That's awesome.
Um, and there's so many things that are underutilized that people aren't doing, that I just love teaching. And then people tell me, "Oh my God, I got like 2,000 new followers from one reel." I'm like, "That's amazing." And then you're
Right.
fully booked because you got all these awesome new followers.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
So the other thing that could be like there's a lot of people in our audience that they have teams and like they might have teams of 20, 30, 40 people, right? So and they have some social media presence. And so but typically and not judging here, but typically the strategy is like find the person in the company who kind of knows how to post and use Canva and like put them in charge of social media.
Yep.
But like, how much more money could you make as an owner if you put that person into the cohort
Yep.
and actually taught them how to take your brand to a better place and get an ROI on that? You know,
Mhm.
like if you look at your Instagram page or your Facebook page and you go from 1,500 followers to 50,000 followers, you're going to make a lot more money.
Yes.
You're going to make a lot more money.
Exactly. Just the I don't know what the word is, maybe you can help me. But like the amount of you already have a lot of credibility as a provider, but the amount of like Instagram credibility that like builds your business, I can't I can't really put a word to it, but because you have a lot of followers, people are drawn to that too.
Yeah, it's the so Caldini, I believe, wrote the book, and it's this concept of people are going to naturally do what everybody else is doing, right? And so, like, if you see a big crowd running, you're going to start running. You know what I mean? Like, if you see
Yes.
a big crowd of people following this one account, and you're like, man, these people have 50,000. Like, obviously, they're good. I need to get along with this crowd. They're more naturally going to take the next step, right?
Hmm.
I can't remember what concept that is, but yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something about it. And then like they feel more comfortable because they feel like they already know you from your Instagram. So it's gonna ease how they feel about going into like a
Correct.
new provider.
Same reason why somebody would trust you if somebody referred you, or if somebody read your Google reviews or something like that,
Hmm.
right? It's another
Yeah.
level of credibility and trust that's just quickly built.
Yes. One more thing I want to add with the like social media presence is that because I initially got into it just to promote my practice. I was like, I'm just going to educate. This is like, I'll make it fun. But then last November, people were asking me like, do you have like product? Like, do you have a digital product? Do you have, so people were asking me, and then I'm like, okay, well, why wouldn't I? It's really easy to like make a digital product because you're the expert, you have years of experience, and then you sell it for like $17, because your expertise is high quality and you're being a smart business owner by putting it on Instagram. And there's 3 billion people on Instagram. So your audience is huge. Even when you think it's like really niched, it's
Mm,
enormous. And then
mhm.
there's always like coaching opportunities. But what if you can make more passive income so you can reduce your hours and spend more time with your family, go on some extra vacation? So that's kind of what's in it for me too,
Totally.
building my online presence because I have 2 young kids and love to just like, I mean, my schedule is really flexible, but I want it to be even more flexible. Everyone wants to make more money and work less.
Totally.
So this is like kind of your ticket. You do have to work for it, but it's pretty incredible how many opportunities you can get and how many different income streams you can get just from Instagram.
I love that. I'm actually going to be talking about that very topic at our conference in October. Uh,
Awesome.
I'm same here, right? Like, I was able to start several online businesses, and I'm not even good at social media. You know what I mean? Like, I just learned how to do it. So, yeah, that's awesome. Where can people find you? Like, where do they go to find your information? I know Instagram is big for you, but like, where would it be the best place to find you?
My preference would be, so I have a new account that I'm more focused on helping content. It's for service providers because we're different. This is not a grow in any niche type of program because those I've already done those and they suck. We're different. We need to claim our authority. So my other Instagram is content coach for providers. And then I have like my primary account tagged on there too. But that's where people can book a free discovery call in my link in bio, or just DM me. Like if you have questions, we'll like jump on a call. But my next cohort starts September 14th and it goes for 8 weeks.
I'm gonna drop your Instagram link in the comments. So
Great.
if you're watching it, go to the comments, click it, and check her out.
Sweet.
Megan, thanks so much. It was great to
Thank
have you.
you.
See you next time.
Yes.
All right.